So good day, it's Scott Picken, the founder and CEO of Migrate, and you can see here I'm coming live again from Necker Island. This is going to be my day 3 lessons. I do want to apologize up front. This one might be a little bit longer than normal, but to be honest, there's so much good stuff that I learned yesterday and I just truly want to share it with you. You know, we've got some of the top 20 entrepreneurs from around the world sharing what they are doing from a success perspective and what they purposely are looking to change and enhance and improve within the world. And they yesterday shared their hacks on productivity and how they can be better and what they can do to create great lives for themselves and for people around them. So I'm going to share just some of them with you. One of them that comes through from almost everyone is daily routines. And it's just amazing how doing the same thing over and over again leads to the same predictable results. Journaling and gratitude came through very, very strongly. Meditation, very, very strong and really, really important. One of the guys spoke a lot about that whole one thing principle, which is coming through all over and over again. A lot of people know the 80-20 rule, where 80% of your results come from 20% of your effort. But if you keep applying that principle on 80-20 and then 80-20 of the 20 and then 80-20 of the 20, ultimately it comes down to 1% of your effort will get you more than 50% of your results. And so you really need to spend the time and the energy to figure out what is that 1% each and every day that is going to get you the highest return for your results. The next one was train the mind to change from a place of complexity to simplicity. And it's so powerful. Again, I always say it when I deal with the wealthiest people, it's all about common sense and simplicity, and yet everyone doesn't believe that that's actually the way it is. You know, one of the guys, spoke just really frankly about his children and how special they were and how they were now in their 20s and have left home. And he was quite emotional, and he said, listen, make sure you hang your children's pictures. And it was really quite touching for me with my 4-year-old son. He said it has a massive impact on their lives and equally for you, one day as they grow up. Then I love this quote from Van Gogh: I dream my painting, then I paint my dream. Every single person here is really, really successful, but it doesn't happen by chance. They've created the lives that they want, and ultimately they've done it by goal planning. And as Van Gogh said, I dream my painting and then I paint my dream. One of the ladies spoke about super brain yoga, and to be honest, that one was so good, along with daily rhythms, it was so good that I'm actually going to do a wealth insight just on that. So subscribe to this channel if you want to be able to get our weekly wealth insights, where I share the little tips from the wealthiest people around the world so that you too can have access to that wealth. And I will literally do one on super brain yoga. She talked about the power of breathing and how it's the most important thing in our body to really get our ecosystem in a state of tranquility and flow and alignment. And if we do that, then we can ultimately start to get the success that we want. Jeff Walker, a very, very well-known guy around the world. I'm also going to hopefully do a wealth insight with him. And he spoke about how you need to prioritize the important things. He took skiing Friday off. He lives in Colorado and he didn't work on a Friday. He goes skiing basically, and how he puts in his vacation time with his family. I must admit, I do the same thing. And I think it's really, really important that you put the big rocks in first, and then everything else works around that. And he said, if you're going to play big in your entire life. It's not just, say, in work or money. Then John spoke a lot about employee engagement. He said it's his passion in terms of employee engagement. And he said that they had a great saying at work. Every single day, every person that had anyone reporting to them had to literally go, what can I do to make today better for an employee than it was for them yesterday? And he said they did that every single day. And they also had a program called the Dream On program. And I'm going to do a wealth insight on that. We've implemented that in our own company, and he reckons it's the number one reason. He said it was 80 to 90% of the reason why he was able to grow his company with an incredible culture and sell it for $800 million. And he said that was the catalyst, 80 or 90% of the reason why that was actually able to take place. How's this? Your mind shapes your destiny and your life. Now, I love that saying. Tony Robbins said your destiny is shaped by the decisions you make. And then I added on, your destiny is shaped by the decisions you make and the action you take. But what about your mind shapes your destiny and your life? It's such an awesome metaphor. One of the ladies that specializes in energy was talking about climbing a mountain and used a metaphor of a mountain. And they said the problem as you go up a mountain is that the environment changes. Now I know I've climbed Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa, And as you go up, the vegetation tends to thin. And as you go up higher and higher, it tends to get very slippery and wet. And ironically, that's exactly what happened on day 4 for us. We started to hit the glaciers, it gets slippery and wet. And she said, that's the time when most average people give up because it's too difficult. That is the time to push on. That is the time to go and continue to the top of the mountain. And that's why goals, clarity, and purpose are so important, because they keep you focused on what the top of the mountain is and they help you to keep going. The closer we get to doing our purpose, she said as well, the more it feels like we're going to break the sound barrier. And I just find that absolutely amazing. You know, I'm one of the most privileged people on the planet to know what my purpose is. I've got such gratitude for it. But it also comes with a huge amount of responsibility. And it was amazing how she spoke about all the fears, the challenges that you actually have when you know what your purpose is. And it gave me a lot of peace, basically. And so those were my lessons from day 3. We had an incredible party last night as well. It was one of the main parties. We did our adventure race. It really was a spectacular day. I had so much fun and learned so much around breathing and energy and peace, because I, as you probably have realized, I'm very hardwired, very kind of complex, very driven. And you know, I also want to just learn how to chill out. So really today, you can see it's an absolute magnificent day here. The sun is going down, and just while I rotate around here, I think maybe I need to go down and sit on the beach and just chill out, because yesterday was all about energy and learning how to be in a place of mindfulness and chill out. Because if you do, then you can have and create the life that you want.